the PhD candidate of Nagasaki University and LSHTM joint PhD grade program for global health. So if you are wondering what it's really like to study with us, you'll get here to know it firsthand. As we've got plenty to cover, but if you have any questions, please feel free to drop any questions in the chat in Japanese or English, just for your preference, and we will do our best to answer them. Okay, so before we officially jump in, just a very quick intro for the presenter today. And my name is Chuy Tang, and I'm the International Student Recruitment Manager here at LSHTM. I look after a number of countries and work closely with partners like the UK to support students throughout their journey. And I'm really pleased to be here and see many students here with us as well to tell you more about our school. And I'm also joined by my lovely colleague Jessie. Jessie, could you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Chuy. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessie, and I'm the head of student communications at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. So I'll be working with a team who will make sure that you get all the information you need in order to join us, make sure that you feel welcome and supported in your journey to come and study public health or global health with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie. Let me just hand over to Hidai to introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Hidenobu Matsubaki. I'm a Japanese medical doctor, and then I finished my master's in public health 2022 to 2023. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Thank you everyone. So I now will pass over to Jessie again to ask her to go through the school a little bit.
Thank you, Chuy. So just a little bit more about the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, which we always refer or often refer as LSHTM, just to make it shorter. So we are part of University of London, and we are an institution which is postgraduate only, and really with a focus on public health, global health, and tropical medicine. Now, we've been founded over 125 years ago, so we have a long-standing reputation in that field. We do a lot of research, but we are also very well known for the education we provide, and that is around master's degrees, doctoral studies, as well as shorter courses. But that's something we will cover in a minute. Now, we've got a very vibrant and diverse community of students. Our students come actually from over 150 countries. So if you come and study with us, it is very likely that you will be in a class made up of at least 50 different countries. And I'm sure Hidai can tell you about that. And our alumni, we've got over 35,000 alumni working in NGOs, government, public health organization all over the world, or going back to academia and doing a PhD as well. So we have a lot of links in that area, and we also make sure that we provide networking opportunities during the time there. Next slide, please. Now, why would you want to study at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine? Well, if you are passionate about public and global health, if you want to become an expert in population studies, infectious diseases, then I would say we're the place for you to go. As I mentioned before, we have been there for over 120 years. We've got a very diverse student population. But very importantly, our students, when they come and study with us, we have around over 90% of our students do get employment after they graduate with us. Over 90% said that they found the course very stimulating, and we just in general have a very high satisfaction rate. So we often have our students saying that they had the best year of their life when they came with us, and I promise you it's, you know, that they actually do say that. So, and I'm sure again, Hidai can tell you about it, whether he agrees with me. And also we rank very highly. So we are second in the world for public health from the Shanghai ranking, which just been published. And we remain #1 in the UK. In the US News Best Ranking, we were ranked #4 for infectious diseases. So as you can see, we're always at the top of subject ranking. Sometimes you might not find us in other rankings, but that's because in order to be eligible, you need to have undergraduate student population, which, because we're only postgraduate, we only feature in certain ranking that would allow us to be part of it. Next, please. Now, London is a big pool. We are based right in the center of London, right next to the British Museum, like some of the biggest institutions. We're part of the University of London campus, as I like to call it, which means that you've got other universities next to us, like SOAS, UCL, and our students get to enjoy some of the facilities that are offered in different universities around us. We are also very well connected by public transport. And London in general is a fantastic place to study just because of being so diverse and being also a short, if you ever wanted to go to Europe to go for a little break, that's something that you can easily do. Next slide, please. And that's it for me. I think I will hand you over to Choi now. But thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jessie, and hope everyone can know a little bit about school from Jessie's presentation. So, and next, I'm going to just walk everyone through our master's degrees. So as Jessie mentioned, we are postgraduate only school, but we also have multiple types of courses, and intensive master's degree is one of them. And so I would just take a bit of time to walk you through this program, what they involved and who they're for, and why students from all over the world just chose them. So we currently offer more than 20 intensive master's degree across 4 key areas: health and data, population studies, public health and policy, and infectious and tropical disease. What makes those programs particularly attractive for international students is their intensive nature. So you can tell from the big title. So you will complete your degree in just 1 year of full-time study from September to September. And the schedule is quite structured from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. While this might sound quite intensive, but that's just because it is. And for this format, just allows us international students to make the most of their time in London and complete a comprehensive master's degree efficiently. And the academic year is divided into 3 terms, and here's some brilliant about our program structure. So you will start with core modules in term 1 and will give you a solid foundation in your chosen field, and you will then have the flexibility to choose elective modules that align with your specific interests and career goals. And I'm sure that Hida will give you more insight and his experience about how's the program structure and how's the typical year looks like. So let me just tell you more about our program now. And if you have any detailed question, or if you find anything that interests, you can just feel free to contact your SAUK counselors to know more about our programs. So the first one is our infectious and tropical disease program. And right now we've got 5 amazing MSc degrees. So this program are just designed for students that looking to understand, prevent, and manage infectious disease on a global scale. Whether you are interested in like a lab-based research, fieldwork, or policy, there's some course that tailored to your goals. So you can see the control of infectious disease. So this is for you if you love looking at big picture of disease control. Then there's the medical microbiology. This is going to be a brilliant choice if you're really into lab work. We've also got the immunology of infectious disease. That's a perfect fit if you are fascinated by how our bodies fight off disease. And medical parasitology and entomology. So that's all about mosquitoes and parasites, you can tell from the title. And for the medical doctor students planning a career in global health, we also offer MSc Tropical Medicine and International Health. And in terms of our population health MSc program, if you're interested in the big picture of health or how it affects communities worldwide, we've got some great options for you as well. So you can see the climate change and planetary health. So this is for you if you wanted to explore how climate change impacts public health, and we also offer this course online, so it will be more accessible for you. And demography and health is all about population trends and policy. And if nutrition and food security are your thing, you probably want to check out our Nutrition for Global Health Global Public Health program. And public health for eye care just focus on preventing blindness and improving eye care services globally. And if you are into the sexual and reproductive health, we've also got two options for you, reproductive and sexual health research for those keen on research, and sexual reproductive health policy and programming if you want to design or just implement health program. And this course is online only program, so please be aware of that. And in terms of our MSc program in public health and policy, those courses are just designed for those who want to shape health system, policies, and intervention at a national and global level. So if you are looking for a program with a very strong international focus, the MSc Public Health for Global Practice is going to be ideal for you. So it prepares students to work in a wide range of global settings, address public health issues in both high income and resource limited environments. And of course, the MSc Public Health is one of our most famous, comprehensive, and flexible programs. So it covers everything from epidemiology and health systems to policy and leadership. So you can also specialize in areas like health economics, promotion, services, research, or management, really depending on your career goals. And Hida will give you more idea about what the course looks like. And finally, let's just talk about our health and data MSc program. So if you're interested in using data to solve real-world health problems, we've got three fantastic options for you. So first up, epidemiology. So this one is for you if you want to track disease outbreaks, analyze health trends, and influence public health policy. Then there's the health data science, perfect for you if you love working with big data, coding, and machine learning to improve health care systems. And if status is your thing, maybe medical statistics will train you to design clinical trials and analyze complex health data. And one thing to be noted here, so these three programs just require students to have a solid foundation in math or statistics. So you will need to provide some evidence of your quantitative skills. So that's just a wrap up of our intensive master programs. And right then, I will just talk about a bit about what you can actually do with your LSHTM degree. So one of the brilliant things about our program is just how adaptable they are. And our graduates are all over the world. You can see making a very impactful in the public health, research, policy, and beyond. So you can see many of our alumni have gone into really influential roles. So you might spot some familiar logos up there, including some big names like NHS or World Health Organizations, and like Medical Research Council. And the career paths are incredibly diverse. You can tell from the slide. Some go into epidemiology, tracking disease outbreaks, while others might work in policy, shaping the national and global health strategies. And many others might join NGOs and charities like MSF, working on humanitarian health projects, while those with clinical backgrounds might move into health systems and medical practice. And with data becoming more essential than ever, there's also a growing demand for health data scientists and consultants using the analytics to drive smarter health decisions. So whether you see yourself in research, public health policy, or like global health consulting, an LSHTM degree will definitely give you the platform to make a real impact, and you can see our graduates are just out there proving it. Then I will just hand over back to Jessie to give some information about how to apply and the entry requirements.
Thank you, Troy. So I will go briefly on how to apply, as I am sure if you are deciding to come and join us, your counselor will be able to guide you, as well as ourselves, of course. But just to give you an idea, first of all, the entry requirement might slightly differ depending on which program you are applying to. So make sure to double check the entry requirement for that specific program, in case they require for you to have specific work experience or, some kind of voluntary experience. So, but in general, you would need to hold a first degree at what we call a second-class honors degree, which is a 2-1 or a 2-2, in a discipline which is relevant to the program you wish to study. That can be quite broad and include social sciences. And then you can see underneath, we've put here, in case that's helpful, the Japan equivalent qualification. So again, what will happen is when you send your application, we will be able, and your transcript and all the documents we require, we will be able to check the equivalence in a specific system we use, and make sure that it matches. So if you have any doubts, we would be very happy to email us, and we'd be very happy to kind of check for you whether the equivalence is there. We look at each application on an individual basis. So what I would suggest is, if, for instance, you have a degree, but maybe not quite where it should be on the GPA, just a bit lower than what we advise, but you've got some experience, that could definitely balance it out. So you would be able to get a place with us. So this is just a guidance to give you an idea of what we would require, but please do contact us if you are just about to meet those equivalence qualification, and but you have maybe like some experience. We can check that for you. English requirement, we need that, particularly for the visa. So we offer the IELTS, the Pearson PT Academic, the Trinity College. So again, I'm sure that your counselor at SIUK would be able to guide you on that. But we do accept the most known English test. Applications are now open if you're thinking of joining us this September. And there's still time to apply. If you are thinking of joining us the year after that, then application will reopen in November. And then once you make an application, there's a £50 application fee, and it should take us no more than 4 weeks for us to get back to you with a decision. So that's when you can tell us whether you accept or decline the offer. And after that, we will ask you to secure your place with a deposit within 28 days. If for whatever reason you apply and you don't hear back from us in the 4 weeks' time, then we can always change the application for you. I think that's it in terms of application.
Thank you, Jessie. So, like we mentioned, so that is just a very simple guidance for you to have a basic understanding of how the application process looks like. But you have more questions or anything you wanted to know more, maybe just contact your SAUK Japan advisor or just connect to us. So the big time is final here. Let's just welcome our alumni and also the PhD candidate, Hidai, to just share his splendid experience with us and what he likes the most when he studied with us.
Okay, thank you so much for having me here. ここからは、じゃあ日本語でお願いします。ロンドン大学について、ロンドン大学衛生熱帯医学、大学院公衆衛生学修士卒業生の松崎と申します。ロンドン大学について私の感想を交えてお話しできればと思います。Next, please. お話しする内容はこちらの通りで、簡単な自己紹介となぜロンドン大学を選んだのか、学生生活についてやロンドン大学の魅力についてお話しできればと思います。Next, please. 自己紹介です。日本で内科医をしています。松崎と申します。感染症やデータサイエンス、国際医療ボランティアに興味があり、2022年群馬大学医学部医学科を卒業後、ロンドン大学衛生熱帯医学大学院で、マスターズ・オブ・パブリック・ヘルスを学びました。また、ご紹介いただいた通り、この度ですね、2025年度、長崎大学、ロンドン大学、ジョイント PhD に合格させていただくことができまして、この秋からまたロンドンで勉強したいと思っています。Next, please. なぜロンドン大学を選んだかということについてお話しさせていただきます。もともと学生時代からボランティアに興味があり、ボランティアをする上で持続可能な医療システムを作ることを考えました。で、その上でですね、それには行政とボランティアが協力することが必要だと思いまして、医学の面から行政にアプローチすることができる公衆衛生学の知識を、勉強するためにロンドン大学、MPH に進学することを、志しています。また、日本は比較的単一民族の国家なので、複雑な民族背景の中での医療政策を学ぶ必要があると感じていました。ロンドンは、イギリスの首都であり、日本と同様にユニバーサルヘルスカバレッジを達成しています。しかし、イギリスは多くの意味を持つため、多様な民族背景での医療制度を学ぶのに最適と考えました。また、ロンドン大学は、公衆衛生学の分野で世界2位であると同時に、東南アジアやアフリカといった低中所得国でボランティアをするのに必要な熱帯医学の分野でも高い評価を受けています。そのため、ロンドン大学熱帯医学大学院に進学することを決めました。Next, please. 次は、学生生活についてお話をします。Next, please. はい、先ほどあったインテンシブマスターのクラスはですね、すべてのクラスで9月下旬から始まります。最初の1週間はオリエンテーションウィークとして、どのようにロンドン大学で学業を進めていくかについて、学ぶことができます。また、ここで、多くのクラスメートと知り合うことができます。その後は秋の第1ターム、春と夏の第2ターム、最後の第3タームと分かれて勉強をしていきます。第1タームは必須モジュールを、メインに学んでいきます。これらの、コースで、その後のコースで学ぶために必要なスキルを、身につけていきます。第2タームは必須モジュールと選択モジュールを組み合わせて学んでいきます。自身の興味や自身のキャリアに合わせて、さまざまなバリエーションの、あるコースから、組むことができます。最後の第3タームでは修士論文をメインに取り組んでいきます。 ここでは第1ターム、第2タームで自身が学んだことを最大限に生かして公衆衛生に関する修士論文を完成させていきます。Next, please. 参考までに私が選択したモチュールを紹介させていただきます。黄色のハイライトがある、モチュールが私が選択した、モチュールになっています。第1タームの基礎、疫学や基礎統計学、公衆衛生学に関して学ぶのと同時に、医療経済学や医療政策、感染制御や、決定学の授業について、授業で学ぶことができました。Next. Thank you. LSHTM の突起するべき点として、を紹介させていただきます。まず一つが、多様なバックグラウンドを持つインターナショナルなとても優秀な学生が集まることです。彼らと共に学ぶことで、自身の視野がとても広がったことを感じました。2つ目が、テレビをつければ出てくるような世界でも有名な講師陣たちから直接講義を受けることができるという点です。公衆衛生学の重要なテーマに関して彼らとディスカッションできた経験はとても有意義であったと思います。Next, please. 最後に、簡単ですがメッセージを送らせていただきます。やらない理由を見つけるよりやりたい気持ちを大事にしてほしいというところです。私たちは生きていく上でやらない理由を見つけるのは非常に簡単です。こんな私でも MPH を取ることができ、PhD に合格することができました。なので皆さんもやりたい気持ちを大切にして、ぜひロンドン大学で勉強していただきたいと思います。Next, please. ご清聴いただきありがとうございました。この画像はですね、僕がロンドン大学で PR の YouTube 動画に出た時の切り抜きです。右下の QR からですね、該当の YouTube の動画に飛べますので、興味のある方はぜひ見てみてください。Next, please. ここから3枚は簡単にですが、僕のスケジュールを示します。これはマスター公衆衛生学修士のコースのスケジュールになりますので、雰囲気だけ掴んでいただければと思います。もし興味がある方は、この後の質問の時間で質問いただければと思います。Next, please. 2つ目が、ターム2がこんな形です。Next, please. ターム3はこんな形で修士論文をメインで取り組んでいきます。Next, please. Oh, so this is end of my presentation. I will hand over to Chue.
Thank you, Hidai. Thank you so much. It's a shame that I don't understand Japanese, but I believe his speech can give you a comprehensive understanding of what his experience with us looks like, and what just like a typical day when they study with it. And I hope this helps. If you wanted to read more about our student life and experience at LSHTM, you can just please feel free to scan the QR code to maybe connect with our students directly. They are from different countries, different regions, and they are studying different programs. So if you find this necessary, please just feel free to drop them a message or just read their video or just their blogs to know more about their student life at LSHTM. So before we officially wrap up, I just wanted to share some easy way for you to just stay connected and access some resource to support your study and experience with us. So please make sure to follow us on our social media platform. So this is gonna be a best way to keep up with our latest news, inspiring student stories and some upcoming events. Please just feel free to use the QR code or links to just head straight to our pages. And please also feel free to subscribe to our newsletter. It's called Vector. So this is our monthly AE newsletter. So you can just stay updated on our new courses, scholarships, and open days information. So that is pretty much everything from us. So if you have any questions, please feel free to just maybe turn on your microphone or just pop it up on the chat box. And I think I just see questions from a student. So the question is, which course is popular and filled up early? I think Jess, you can answer that.
Yes, I can. It's almost two questions. So the most popular courses I would say is our flagship course, which is the public health, just because it really gives you a very strong overview of the topic, but it also allows you to specialize in different streams. So you could do health economics or health services management, health promotion, or you just kind of keep in a general stream. So that is definitely our long-standing, very popular program. Epidemiology is very popular as well, and that's because partly since, the pandemics we've had, everyone started to get an interest in epidemiology, and it's a set of skill that is very sought after, and that can be used in a lot of different fields. But we also have lab-based programs. So we're talking immunology or medical microbiology. And those one can fill up quickly because they're smaller program, because we have limited capacity in the labs. So I would say if you, it depends year on year, but the two big programs, public health and epidemiology, are very popular, but also the smaller courses, which are the lab-based one. If you're interested in a lab course, I would suggest you apply early as well, or whenever you can, just because of some capacity restraint we've got. I can go on the next question. What is the percentage of foreign students? I will answer this one as well, but I'm sure Hidai can tell you a bit more about how diverse his own cohort was. So in general, the way it is, we've got around 35% of our student population comes from the UK. Then we've got 65% is from outside the UK. Out of the 65%, I would say around 10% is 15% is from the EU, and the rest is from all over the world. We don't have a massive population of one country only, apart from the UK, which is the biggest one, which is normal because I guess we are in the UK. But otherwise, you'll have, as I said, we've got students from over 150 countries. So you might have sometimes one or two students from a specific country. So it is extremely international. And I think that's what also makes it interesting. And you learn from your colleagues, their perspective, rather than just the academics. But I don't know, Hida, if you wanted to add something to that. Do you remember how many nationalities were in your cohort?
I don't specifically remember the percentage in my cohort, but 僕の時はですね、日本人が、パブリックヘルスのコースに僕含めて2人、で、それ以外のコホートに、2人いました。で、それ以外だと、日本人はそれだけですね。でも、それ以外にこう中国だったりとか、アフリカの国々だったり、ヨーロッパからもかなり、来てたので、かなりどこがこう多かったかって言われると、イギリスを除くと、英語圏の方は多くいらっしゃいましたけど、かなりインターナショナルだったかなと思います。
Hida, would you mind maybe just use English to explain it a little bit about your answer, please?
Okay. So I said in my cohort there is another guy who's from Japan, and then in other cohort, there were two more Japanese students, but other than that, all the internationals. And then I'm sure that there are so many people from English native speakers, native countries, but also like people from all over the world. So very, very mixed and diverse.
Yeah, I think just like Jessie said, we might just, because you can see our students just from like over hundreds of the countries, but you can maybe just see like 3 or 2 students from one country, but they just like over all the regions and countries. So it's just super diverse for sure. So we wouldn't see just like bunch of students just from a single, country to, and we just wanted to make your journey with us, more diverse and attractive for sure. Okay, so let's move to the next question. So I would like to study waterborne disease such as, I'm sorry, I might unable to pronounce this correctly. Are there any professors who specialize in this field? I think it's for Jessie.
Yes, so I'm putting here a link for you to have a look at the different experts we have in that field. So yes, we do have professors that do specialize in waterborne diseases. If it is specifically the one you're mentioning, we'll have to do a little bit more digging, but I know it's covered, but I don't know to what extent. Now, some of the professors you'll see in that link I've just put in the chat are they're teaching and the kind of program, I don't know what kind of how you want to specialize, but the kind of program that comes to mind is the control of infectious diseases, which would be a mix of lab and a mix of it's lab and non-lab kind of program, and it's really you can specialize in different diseases. And Michael Miles, which is one of the professor you see in that list, I've sent the link, is the one who funded that particular program. So I think this one will be quite good for you. But if you want to dig a bit more or have a bit more information on that, because you seem to have a very specific interest, which is wonderful, then we can, maybe if you email us, we can look into a bit more into that and maybe connect you with some people. But hopefully the list, the link I sent you would be useful.
Thank you, Jessie. Thank you. So we got another question. So I'm currently pursuing a degree in health and sports science in Japan, and I would like to ask whether this academic background fulfills the admission requirement of your university.
Sorry, I can't see that question in the chat.
Yeah, this question is just a direct message to me.
Okay, can you answer it?
Yeah, so I would suggest if you can just let us know which specific program you are interested to. Like basically, we'll welcome students from a wide range of backgrounds, so we're not just open to like medical school student or something like that. But ideally, if you can let us know which particularly program you are interested in, so we can check that for you. Like for example, if you're interested in like statistics or medical statistic related program that may require you to have like mathematics or numeracy skills. So that is just like addition requirement for entry requirement. So yeah, I would suggest you to just let us know you're interested in program. Okay, so this is quite long one. So it is possible to apply for the public health course without any relevant bachelor degree, such as health or global development. I have a strong interest to global development and public health, but my bachelor degree belongs to humanities or social science. Also, do you recommend me to study the field beforehand, for example, as a thesis?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see Hidayat is like saying, yeah. Yes, I agree. It's because, particularly for public health, we take people from a wide variety of background, as Hidai mentioned, which, you know, you had colleagues that came from a journalist background and social sciences, humanities. So don't worry. You're here to learn public health. We don't expect you to already have a public health or a global health kind of background, because otherwise, you know, why would you want to come to us if you already have that knowledge anyway? So no, as long as you've got a bachelor degree, as we said, we look at the kind of, and you meet that entry requirement that we've mentioned a little bit earlier. Or if you don't quite yet meet that academic entry requirements, if you have some experience and a strong passion for the topic, everything would play into you applying. So that's absolutely fine. Please don't be put off by the fact that you've got humanities bachelor degree. We've got a lot of students who have that. So yes, you can apply. And when you do your personal statement, and again, Hida, if you have any other tip, but you will be given, there will be some questions, yes, on why do you want to do the subject, and why do you want to do the London School of Hygiene, and what do you want to do in your career with that particular degree. Spend time on that personal statement, because it shows us how passionate you are. It makes sure for us that the course is relevant to you and what you want to do in your career. So we make sure it matches what you want to do. And your application goes to the program director, to the person who's actually teaching you. So they want to make sure that, you know, you've got a passion for the subject. So really spend good time and consideration on what we call the personal statement. It is as important as anything else. What do you think, Hidai? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, I really agree about this. I think the thing you need to do is having a strong narrative, like why do you want to study this in London School? So that's the important part. You don't need to that much worry about your background, but you need to have strong passion for it.
Absolutely. And I think that's our biggest tip to you. You know, we want everyone at the school is very passionate. And I think, yeah, that's our biggest tip. I can take the next one as well. I hope we answered your question. But next one is, where can I get information on English proficiency depending on the program? So if you go to, when you go on our website, if you go to the actual program that you like, you will see a tab on entry requirement. Now, what I can tell you is for English requirement, I believe that currently all our programs, but two, have a band B English requirement. The only public health and epidemiology have a band A, which is kind of a slightly higher band. So if you tell us which course you're interested in, then we can just give you the link and you'll be able to see what is the entry requirement for that particular course. But every information on how to apply entry requirement English will be on that course page in particular.
Yeah, I just share the slides. Yeah, so you can see right-hand side, we got the intensive master program list. So you can just simply scan the QR code and they will take you to the website that lists all our intensive master's programs. So you just click the program you're interested in and just find the tab, entry requirement, and they will list it in the English language requirement. So we typically have like band A, B, C, and you can just find what band you require and go to the general entry requirement page. There will be the English language requirement, the equivalence to the IELTS, PTE, etc. So you can see what the score you need when you take any of these tests. Okay, so I think we just got a question in Japanese. Maybe Hidai or any SAUK staff would like to maybe explain it a bit to us to answer the question, please.
So the question is about the manuscript. She's saying that she heard that on every single lectures have the manuscript of the lecture, and then she was wondering if there is any kind of tips to support non-native speakers. And then the answer is, so first question, the manuscript. Well, I didn't have any manuscript of the lecture, but there is a system that you can use as a support. Like you can ask to your friend, or everyone will be welcome to ask the question to the professors. If it's not clear, you can ask them to elaborate what they're saying. And then also I remember that there is a people who are helping others about the English support. Maybe I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a course when our students start. There's sessions we refer, which is English for academic purpose. I mean, again, bear in mind that if you pass the test, the English test to when you apply to come and study with us, I'm sure your English will be will be enough. And then we've got support for you. And yes, a lot of our students are non-English speaker. I mean, a lot of our staff are not. I'm not. Chu isn't. So yes, I wouldn't worry too much about that. You will get support and also particularly from your fellow students.
Yeah, so let's move to the next question. Do non-UK and non-EU students who complete the courses often return to their home country or remain in the UK to work?
So that's a very good question, and it's one that's quite hard often to see where they're going. So we are currently working on some stats we received from graduate outcomes. So we'll be able to we'll soon be sharing that. But some of our students make the most of the 2-year graduate visa that allows you to work in the UK afterwards. No, it's always a bit competitive, and so it's not always easy to like anything to be in the UK afterwards, because a lot of students in general, not only for us, but do want to try to find those kind of opportunities. That said, we have students that go back to their own country because, they were professionals that took a year out to do their studies and they want to go back and kind of like with that degree to kind of further their career. So we've got a lot of those. And we also have a lot of students who come from a certain country, come and study with us, and then they have an opportunity to work in another country. So for instance, we had a US student that graduated, and she came from the US, came and study with us. And now I think she's in Italy. She's working for an NGO. And I thought she had gone back, but now she went somewhere else. And then, we have sometimes students, for instance, that would do work or internship at the WHO. So they end up like maybe, more into Geneva or... So it really depends. Sometimes the students just move into where the organization is. But so I can't give you really a percentage. It really depends on what you had prior to coming to LSHTM. We also have people who have family, that brought their family with them, then they go back. And so, yeah, it's very difficult to say. But do you know, Hidai, when in your course, do you know how many, I don't know if you're still in touch with some of your fellow students, but do you know how many of them might have gone back to their country or?
I do. So I have a lot of friends in my cohort, and then a lot of them left the country. But I can say that it's entirely related, depending on what was the purpose for the master's degree. Because some people just want to get the master's degree and then go back to their country, and then they want to do something in their country. But some people are just like want to know about the public health, and then they have opportunity to work in the UK. Those people remain in the UK. But yeah, that's what I've felt.
Yeah, no, exactly. I 100% agree. On the next question, I think, Hida, I might also get your input, but are there any students who do placement within the program? So we don't really have placement within the masters. It's 1 year, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That's why we call it intensive. So we don't have the placement. However, that said, we have the summer project or the research project, and that takes place around June. That starts around June, July, and that's where you have to hand in your project in September, I think, latest. early September. And during that time, the project you do varies, depends what you want to do. You can be maybe at a desktop project, at a literature review at LSHTM, but some of our students could go and do that project, working with an organization. So that project is when you've learned everything you've learned during the year, you put it into practice, but also that's when you can decide to maybe specialize a bit more in an area that you find interesting. Would you agree, Hidai, that I think that kind of, depending on what you want to do, that what would be kind of called a placement in a way?
Exactly. I totally agree. So some people who really want to do something in the MPH, they start earlier than us, and then they start contacting with others to do a placement. But the only problem of intensive master is like we don't have specific time and period to do placement. However, if you are doing part-time, I think you have more opportunity to think about what you want to do in master's project. So yeah, I know some people who did placement in Italy. She was working in one of the ministry, a county or ministry office, about the epidemiology. So it's possible, but you need to think about what you want to do earlier than other people.
Yes, absolutely. And I think if you were to do this kind of placement, then you have the one which is part of the research project, depending on what you want to do. But you also, if you could try to find something, but that would almost be a little bit separate from LSHTM. And if you do the split study, I guess that would work. So yes, no, that's exactly it. And then I'm continuing on the questions. But what is the ratio of those who enter immediately after graduating from university and those who have a lot of work experience? Can someone with no work experience keep up with the class? So I'm going to tell you from the kind of my perspective and the stats, and then maybe again, Hita, if you don't mind, you can mention your own experience of your classmates. But we're seeing more and more recent graduates coming straight after a degree into doing a master's. So don't worry, you're not going to be the only one. It's really good. I think depending on the program you study, and where you are, we often have someone that would just graduate, so no work experience, or they might have had a bit of voluntary experience during the summer or something like that. Then you have those who started a career and then thought, okay, do you know what? Actually, in my career, I'm really interested in public health, and then they want to do a degree, so they've got a bit of experience. And you've got sometimes those who have a lot of experience, but still want to do a degree later on in life. So you've got different ones. Don't worry, however, if you've got a lot of experience or recent graduates, the first term, as Hidai mentioned earlier, we mentioned all the modules, the very first term, which is from September to December, it is the core skills we give you, which is the core modules, to put everyone on the same level. Yeah, so everyone gets the same knowledge. We make sure that you are at equal footing, and then from that, you can choose your elective and go on. So you can keep up, don't worry. We make sure that, for some of our courses like public health, you do not particularly need to have a lot of experience or anything. We have recent graduates. Were there any recent graduates, Hidai, or was everyone very...
So just I could say the thing what I can say is like you need to have the strong, very clear narrative of what you want to study in there. Because for me, I applied LSHTM when I was undergrad, so I had no real experience beforehand. So well, there's some people who are very, very have a lot of experience, but yeah, I just think the important thing is you are having the strong narrative for it.
Yeah, it all goes back to that passion. And I think that's why we say it's important when you apply to show us that you've thought of going into public health and you're really motivated, because that's what the program directors will see. And like was the case for Hidai, that's when okay, he's got a strong passion, a strong interest, he's going to keep up. he's going to be able to keep up with the rest of the class. And you did. So I think we're arriving to the end of the question. So we've got a couple of minutes more in case there's a last one, but otherwise.
Yeah, I think, is there anything that Hida wants to maybe share with the students, maybe just by Japanese?
The last few words. Last
Yeah,
advice.
maybe the message, yeah.
Okay. 今日はありがとうございました。僕から言えることは本当に一つで、どうしてロンドン大学でパブリックヘルスを学びたいかっていう、強い熱意を表せることが、やっぱり出願の際に必要なことだと思います。で、僕みたいに本当に全然働いた経験もない方もいれば、しっかり働いた経験もある方がいて、もちろんその働いた経験っていうのは加算になるところなんですが、働いた経験がなくても、ぜひアプライしていただければと思います。ありがとうございます。That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Hidai. Yeah, I think maybe I give back to Yoshi.
Well, thank you so much for such a great informative session to the LSHTM team. And I hope this brings more attention from the students to encouraging applying to the program. So we will keep them up. 皆様、Thank you so much. 皆さん本日はご参加いただきまして誠にありがとうございました。もしですね、出願等でご質問等ございましたら、お気軽にSIUK の、カウンセリングサービスをまずご利用いただければと思います。また、今日シェアしていただきました各ウェブページ等もですね、ぜひご参照いただきまして、コースの、選択等に、ご活用いただければと思います。本日はご参加いただきましてありがとうございました。Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Bye-bye.